Working with applications like Excel Online or Word Online, it's probably not something you consider as a professional tool. And in fact, it's wrong. Because what you don't know, each time a new feature or new tool is developed by the Microsoft engineer, it's first loaded to Excel Online or Word Online. But not only that, do you know that some tools have been developed only for Excel Online or Word Online and you will never find them on the application desktop? But first, let me explain you what is in the background. I mean, what's happened when you connect with your Microsoft account to Excel Online or Word Online. So first, what you have to know is there is a difference if you connect with a personal account or a professional account. I mean that in function of the level of the license you have subscribed, you have different tools, or maybe you don't have access to some tools. For instance, if you open Excel Online with a personal account, you don't have analyze the data like I'm going to show you in this video. But more than that, in fact, the big purpose of Excel Online or Word Online is to connect to the Microsoft Cloud and to ask for specific services. I mean, if the calculation is too complex for Excel Online, for instance, in fact, the browser will send a request to the Microsoft Cloud, the service will analyze your data, and then return the information to your browser. In fact, it's invisible for you, but this is how it works. So it's very powerful, and now it's time for me to show you these tools. So first of all, I'm going to open Excel Online with my personal account. That means Excel Online in this situation is free. And how to open Excel Online? It's very easy. Directly here in the bar, I fill excel.new like this. And when I press enter, automatically my browser opens on a new application of Excel. And here you can see you have exactly the same ribbon with most of the common tools like conditional formatting, and I'm going to show you that a little bit later. You have format as a table as well. You have the style, insert, delete, clear, very useful tool, clear all. And also you have the insert tab where you have the pivot table and the table, and also all the different charts. Plus also you have the formula, and I'm going to explain you that immediately after the presentation. The data where you have also data types, plus review and view. So as you can see, 80% of the tool you need with Excel are already available and for free. It's very important because a lot of people ask me, do you know a trick where I can download Excel and I have to crack it? No, it's not necessary now. You just use your Microsoft account, your personal account with Excel Online, and you have all the functionality for free. But now look at this. So for instance here, if I want to open a previous file, like for instance this one, you can see here that I have a table with the name of my client and also the address. And because I am inside a table, I can select any cell, go to the tab Table Design and change the format, like for instance, let's say this one. So you see, it's exactly like in Excel. Also, what I want to do here is to remove this row. Okay, and I can resize my table very easily, like this. But now, if you want to extract the first name and the last name, or also the zip code, it's not easy with the function left, right, mid, or length. No, but if you use Excel Online, you have the latest Excel function, like for instance, text after, text before, also text split. I show you. So now, here, what I'm going to do to extract the first name and the last name. I'm going to write text, and here I can see the list of all the functions using the word text, so it will be text before. Here I have the description of the function. So what is my text? It's this one. So what is a delimiter? Here it's a space, so I'm going to write with double quote, space, double quote, and I want instance number. That means I want to do my extract after the second space, and I write 2. And when I press enter, you can see that everywhere I have returned the first name and the last name of any cell here in my tables. And it's because I use a function text before, and this function is valuable only with Office 365 or Excel Online. But it's not finished. If I want to do the same, but this one for the zip code, so that means after the last comma, here I'm going to use a function text after, but text after what? So again, I select the same cell. Here my delimiter is the comma space, and I close my double quote. And here it's tricky. What is the instance number? It will be -1 to express that I'm going to search from the right part of my string. And when I close the parenthesis, enter, you can see that now I have extracted all the zip code after the comma. So as you can see, even if you don't have a professional subscription for Microsoft 365, you can use your personal account and you have all the latest Excel function with Excel Online. But now I'm going to use my professional account and I will show you different new tricks. Now, let's see how to create a pivot table when you work with Excel Online, and you will see it's very easy. So, I open a new workbook, this one, where I have all the information regarding the sale of cars. So here's the date, the name of the dealer, the brand, the model, the color, the price, and the bonus per dealer. So how I'm going to create a pivot table? Very simple. Insert pivot table. So here I can create my own pivot table or select one of the choices proposed automatically by Excel. But let's start with my own pivot table. Here what I'm going to do is to create a pivot table for each dealer and to know the bonus for each one of them, like this. So as you can see, like in Excel desktop, I just have to drag and drop here my different fields and automatically the pivot table is generated. What I can do else, for instance, if I drag and drop again the bonus, so of course I have 2 times the same value, but I can change the type of calculation. I can choose to show the result of the percentage of grand total, and automatically here, as you can see, I have created the percentage for each dealer. But with Excel Online, I can do something else to analyze my data. Look at this. So here, I go to Home, and first I return to my table, and here in Home, I have Analyze Data. So as you can see, like previously, I have a suggestion of pivot table, but also chart. Okay? So here, for instance, we have a chart representing the sale for each brand. But what is much more interesting, what I think, it's this part of the analyzing of the data. Here you can ask your own question and automatically Excel will analyze the question and return the result. For the moment, it works only with the English language, for the moment. So here, let's say I want to know who is the best dealer, and you can see here that I have a suggestion. And why this? It's because it's exactly the name of the header of my table. Best dealer, some bonus. And again, I select this field like that. In my question, Excel knows he has to calculate the best colon dealer and the sum bonus. So here, automatically, I have here Mary with a bonus of 8,490. But maybe the question was not good enough. Here, do you mean top 5 in dealer by total bonus? Yes, it's exactly what I want. And insert pivot table. So as you can see, even if you're not familiar with pivot table or you don't really know what you want to do, Analyze Data is able to read the content of your document and in function of the value is able to suggest a chart or a pivot table. Also, you can ask by yourself with your word in function of the header of the column, and automatically Excel will return the result. Last thing about the pivot table. What I'm going to show you now, it's really dedicated for company who work with database and database outside Excel. In fact, when you work with a Power BI license, you use the same email address. That means I have the same account between Excel and Power BI. And why it's important is because now I can directly use my credentials, so my subscription, to connect to my database inside Power BI, and it's very easy. So for instance, here I go to Insert, again Pivot Table, but here my source will be from Power BI. And when I click here, you can see that my Excel Online is loading my Power BI dataset. And here I can just select one of my datasets. Okay, most of them are in French, but you will see what I have in mind. And just after a few seconds, you can see that I have all the content of my different tables, like for instance, category and subcategory, and I can use one of my measures for the sales, for instance. So this is very important because you don't need to export the content of your database because you use exactly the same email for Power BI and for Excel. Well, automatically you can connect your Excel Online or your Excel 365 to your database, and you just have to drag and drop like in a pivot table. Now let's see something else. Here I'm going to use the conditional formatting, and you will see you have exactly the same choice as in Excel Desktop. So here, for instance, if I want to insert bar inside this column, no problem, conditional formatting, data bar, and this one. And again for Tuesday. Like that, it's very easy to highlight the different cell in function of the result inside the cell. Also, what you can do is to add icons to have a better representation of the result. So as you can see, it's very similar than Excel Desktop. Now we are going to see another situation where Excel Online is very useful. It's when you share the same workbook with people inside your organization. I show you. So let's say I have this document and I want to share it with someone in my organization. So I go to share. I can click on share or directly copy the link. And then I open a new session with another profile. And I paste the link. Of course, I have exactly the same document, and I reduce this window. I close it. And you can see here something very interesting. In this account, I can see that someone else is connected. And when I return to the other windows, you can see the other one. That means someone else, me, is connected in A1. Okay, so now let's change some values inside the document. So let's say here I want to put 100. Okay, from this account, Sheriff Woody. And I return to my main account. So I can see here that the value has changed. And now if I put here 10, you can see also in the other window that the value has changed to 10. So it's very interesting to notice that immediately in real time, the value change. But we can notice something else. We can track the different changes. So to do that, I go to Review. And in Review, I go to Show Changes. And here in the pane, you can see all the modification done, when, and by who. So for instance, I have changed the value in C15 from 8 to 10, and before that Sheriff Rudy has changed the value G15 from 80 to 100. and there is no limitation. That means till your document is inside a share folder in OneDrive, automatically all the modifications are stored inside the document. Last thing I want to show you about Excel Online is how to create a form. So of course you know it, you can create a form directly from Office Online. But when you create it directly from Excel Online, there is something else and very useful. I show you. So when I go to Insert, you can see that I have the icon Forms, and I can create a new form. Here what I'm going to do is to create an Excel survey. And here I add a new question, just one, choice. So as you can see in function of the question, Microsoft Forms propose different answers, but here I want to say yes and of course, like this. And I share this survey and I copy the link. So what I'm going to do here is to create a new tab and I paste the form, but here I return to Excel. So as you can see, just the fact to create from Excel Online the form, automatically the structure of the answer is inside Excel. Now let's fill some questions. So I return to the tab where I have the form. So I'm going to answer the very first question and look what's happened directly in Excel. So yes. And just 2 seconds later, automatically I have the answer. Okay? So I return here, I copy again the link, I copy the link again, I return to the Excel window, and I reopen a new window in another browser. Like this. This time, of course, submit, and yeah, just few seconds later, I have the answer. So as you can see, when you create a survey from Excel Online, automatically you can follow the answer in real time in Excel. Otherwise, you have to download the file from Microsoft Forms. So now it's time for me to talk about Word Online. And here again, you will see there is some feature just developed for Word Online. Let's go. So here, to open a new Word document, it's exactly like for Excel Online. You just write word.new, like this. And this open an Office session on your tenant, and here you have a Word document. As you can notice, the ribbon is similar to Word Desktop, the different option to align your document, and here to change the font. Also, you have the style, and I'm going to talk about the style a little bit later. You can also insert picture, table, drawing, or symbol. You have the layout as well, the reference as well to create a table of content. Review, where we have the translation, and I'm going to talk about that immediately, and also view. So let's go to home. Here you can see you have a tool called Dictate, and when I click on Dictate, I can here transcribe. What's going on here? I'm going to speak in the language selected, so I can start a recording or upload an audio file. But here what I'm going to do is to start a recording. Hi everyone, I hope you enjoy this demo, and I hope you have learned a lot of tips and tricks with Office Online. And I stop the recording. Oh, the last sentence will be recorded, of course. Save and transcribe now. So as you can see, yes, I have everything, including the last 2 words I say at the end of my speech. So add to document, just text. I remove this, and this, and this. So imagine you want to translate this document in Portuguese for Brazil, for instance. What do? In fact, you select your document, you go to Review, and you translate. Now this time in the pane you can see the translator, so from English to Portuguese Brazil, or you can select another language here, and you have a lot of different languages, but I stay here on Portuguese Brazil. And here you have immediately the translation, and you just have to click on Insert, and like that your original text has been translated for Brazil. So as you can see, it's very easy, but you can find this tool as well with Word Desktop. But the next tool, no. I return to Home, and this time I'm going to load a new file. So now I'm going to show you a tool that exists only with Word Online. So you know that you can download a lot of applications like Grammarly to analyze your document. But you have exactly the same tool with Word Online. I show you. So when you have a document like that, you go to Editor, and then the application will analyze your document. And here I have a score of 79%. The reason it's because I have few mistakes. So to correct them, I go to punctuation, for instance. Immediately, when Word Online has detected a problem, you have a tooltips that show you what should be the correction. And here again. So this one is very important. And here the problem is I have two spaces after the point. And this is something I'm really proud of. It's because I've talked about the developer about this specific problem when you have more than one space. So as you can see, anytime when the developer updates the application Word Online, you can have more and more and more way to correct your document. So now let's finish to correct all my document. So here again and again, but there is no way to accept all the modification. Well, maybe it will be in the future something that's been added to Word Online. Okay, so now let's see the score. 82, that's better. Spelling. IE. No, I keep it like it is. Grammar. Yes. Yes. 83, and so on and so on. But if you want to talk with the developer, you can just click here at the bottom, tell us what you think about editor, and if your idea is very interesting, they will contact you for sure. Now it's time for me to talk about the style. And what is a style in a Word document? It's the structure of your document. For instance, in this document, as you can see, I have here my heading from level 1, here heading level 2, and this one it's heading level 3, and also for each paragraph, even if here you don't see the style, when you click here you can have the full list of the style used in your document, and it's the style paragraph. So why it's important to use style? It's because immediately, without doing nothing, Word is able to analyze your document and create, for instance, the table of content. So for instance, if I go to View, I can open the navigation tab, and here immediately this has been created related to each level of my headings. So it's great. But there is more. In fact, if you want to change, for instance, the color of the heading number 3, are you going to do that for all the different headings? No, you do that only once, and then you update your style, and automatically all the rest of the heading 3 style in your document will be updated. I show you. So here, let's say I want this one in red, just to show you. And I increase the font, like this. Now, what I have to do? I just have to right-click here and update heading 3 to match selection. Okay? So now you can see here the heading is a little bit bigger and red. And what's happened for the rest of my document? All the heading from level 3 has been updated. So this is why working with a style is so important. But we all know that nobody uses style in Word. In fact, most of the time what people do, they just write the text, apply a style, or they don't even know there is a style, and after it's a big problem to update the document. Except if you use Word Online. I show you. So this time I'm going to present this document but with Word Desktop. Why Word Desktop? It's because it's the best way to visualize all the style in a document when you go to View and in Draft mode. Why is this? It's because here you have a margin with all the style, and if the margin is not visible, you must go to File, Options, Advanced, and here you have the width of the margin for the style. And after you can resize it, it's possible. But what I want to show you in this document, it's this. So here I have heading 1, no problem. But here I have also heading 1 and it looks like heading 2. But more, here I have heading 6, no sense, I should have heading 2. And here again, even for this paragraph, it's heading 6. So it's a big problem because I can never use the way to update my style to update my whole document. This is why, in this context, what you have to do is to use Word Online, because Word Online will be able to transform your document and to apply the correct style. More or less, it's not 100% perfect, but it's much better to do that by yourself. So I close this document and I reopen it with Word Online. So here I have the document. We can check. So here it's heading 1 and here again heading 1, not good. And here we know it's heading 6. Yes, I have it. Okay, not good at all. So what is the idea here? It's you go to Designer and you open the Designer. So here you have a list of suggestions of what you can apply to your document. Show more them if you want. What I want to do is just to apply, for instance, these themes. Okay. So now let's check. So here, heading 1, okay, it was like that before, and now this one has become heading 2, and this one was heading 6, and it's heading 2. And what about the paragraph after? It's normal. Okay, it's correct. So as you can see, Editor is a gorgeous tool to restructure your document with a correct style. I repeat, it's not 100% perfect, but it's much better than to do the job by yourself. But there is more. There is also what we call the diamond. Okay, so here, for instance, Word Online was not able or was not sure to apply the correct style. So here you have the diamond. And when you click here, you can select the proper style that you want to apply. Let's say here it's heading 2, like this. Here again, heading 2. Yes, it's correct this time. Next. Here, no. What was this one? It was heading 3. So here also heading 3. Done. So once again, this tool is only available with Word Online, with a professional Microsoft account, and it's gorgeous to save a lot of time to rebuild your Word document. So this is the end of this demo. I hope it will be very useful for you and for your job to save a lot of time by using the new tool directly available for Excel Online or Word Online. See you for another demo.